I give thanks to Mother, Father, God for bringing us all together, my heart, as we support each other in the knowing that we are directed and supported through the love and power of God. And thank you, Lisa, for stepping up today. Appreciate it. Again, I'm happy about that. Okay, let's see. All right, read our statement of intent. We continue to be fortunate to have a variety of speakers for Sunday services. Amen. By using guest speakers, we gain wisdom from all those who share. This is a church community where we can worship the God of our own understanding, to experience joy and be uplifted, to gain strength and inspiration we can share with others throughout the week. And we invite you to join us in the celebration of life, to nourish your spirit, and to enjoy the community of kindred souls. Any announcements, anybody? Besides the announcements, we'll be in church next Sunday, hopefully.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the intent. So, prayer requests. Yes, Carol Condrath.
Yeah, I have a grand nephew, I guess they're calling, who just had a stroke, and I think positive healing thoughts for him, and some ongoing healing thoughts for a friend with dementia and issues there. So appreciate that.
We'll hold that. Wow.
And my sister is coming, and she and I are going to go to North Dakota on Friday. So prayers for a safe journey.
Yeah.
And then we'll be coming home on Monday.
Okay.
Going and coming.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else? Announcements or prayer requests? Otherwise, we'll continue. I was going to say the principles next. We believe in infinite intelligence, and we believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and identity of the individual continue after the change called death. And we believe in our universal connection in spirit, and that there is communication between the spiritual and physical worlds. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule: whatsoever you would that others should do unto you, do we also unto them. And we affirm the moral responsibility of individuals, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. And we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes contained in all sacred texts. Okay, Lisa, would you like to do a meditation or just go forward?
I'd love to do a meditation. I'd love to do a meditation.
I love to have you do a meditation. Okay. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
Anybody else mute themselves here?
Oh, I suppose, yeah, everybody should mute then for the moment. So if everybody will just, right where you're seated, just draw your spine up. Just pretend like there's a little string that goes right through your head, and it's just gently pulling you up to the stars. And open up the soles of your feet and open up your base and just drop right into the earth. Close your eyes and just take in a gentle breath. In the next breath, just draw in through the soles of your feet, up into the center of your body. Next breath, draw in from the universe, through the crown of the head and down into the lungs. Then from above and below, drawing from Mother Earth and Father Sky, and out through the heart. Feel your connection to Mother Earth. Feel her support. Feel that gentleness cradling your body and your being as you're placed upon this planet in your everyday existence. Call upon the ancients in your wisdom, your inheritance, all your spirit guides. Feel them present in your breath. Draw your breath in from above and below and out through the heart. Feel your sense of connectedness with all that is around you, everyone who's joined us here, all your friends and relatives, your relations, your community, your country, the world. Feel your sense of connectivity with all of them. Wherever you find yourself behind your eyes and within your body and your being, find that central place within your heart, within your chest cavity, maybe in your belly, maybe in your spine. Find that internal place and let it go dark for a moment. Don't fill it with any particular notion or understanding or vision. Just let yourself rest in the darkness and breathe. We're going to take a little imaginary trip. We're going to imagine that this darkness is actually someplace underground. And you can feel the coolness of the earth around you, but you can see nothing. You're burrowed deep beneath the surface, under the grass, in the coolness of the soil. You can feel the coolness penetrating you. You can know that you have no worries, no enemies, no concerns. You're self-contained. From that darkness and that stillness, you're going to just wriggle just a little bit, just allow a little bit of movement in your body, almost internal to your skin, but just feel a little bit of movement. It might be the pulse of your heart. It might be the bringing in and out of your breath. It might be a wiggle of a finger, but you're still in the darkness. You're still safe, but you allow yourself just a little movement. And pretend for a moment that you're a worm. Worms take in a bit of what's around them and return nutrients to allow all things to grow. And Rumi has this to say about the worm's waking. This is how a human being can change. There's a worm addicted to eating grape leaves. Suddenly, he wakes up. Call it grace. Whatever. Something wakes him, and he's no longer a worm. He's the entire vineyard. And then he's the orchard, too. The fruit, the trunks, a growing wisdom and joy that doesn't need to devour. When it's cold and raining, you are more beautiful. And the snow brings me even closer to your lips. The inner secret, that which was never born. You are that freshness. And I am with you now. I can't explain goings or the comings. You enter suddenly. And I am nowhere again. Inside the majesty. So while you're in this dark place, imagining that you are an awakening worm, just let yourself rest in that peace and that solace and that comfort and that ease. Take a few more breaths here. And then in full remembrance of these sensations, these places, these peaceful moments that you have generated for yourself, the remembrance you've created, let yourself slowly open your eyes and be present and be in your body, and then open your eyes and bring that same sensation to this moment with you.
Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on over here.
Janet has a friend with her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
I just let my cat in. Where'd she go? Where is she? I can't. Can you see her? No, I can't even find her. Whoop, there she is.
You can mute yourself for the moment.
Okay, I'm done.
You can mute yourself.
Okay, where do I do that?
You should have a place, the icons vary from place to place, but in the lower left-hand corner, maybe you have something on the Zoom page that says mute with a little icon of a microphone.
Okay, well, I can't find it.
Sometimes you upper.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know.
It varies from system to system, but that's okay. We're all here. Good morning. So the night before last, I didn't fall asleep until the sun rose. And I knew I was going to be really tired. I was going to be exhausted, but I just couldn't sleep. And part of why I couldn't sleep was I had been missing my wallet for about 3 days. And kind of on the eve of the most momentous acquisition I'd ever made, I didn't have a way to identify myself to a banker. And I looked at it very symbolically that I had like lost the way to be able to access my monetary means, my economic capacity. I had lost my ability to identify myself to another outside of them knowing who I am. And I think I felt trapped. I felt a lack of freedom. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Independence Day. And if there's Independence Day, sometimes the way we come to understand independence is to understand dependence. And so I changed Independence Day into Independence Day, and how we come to become dependent upon things. I'm dependent upon a little plastic card sometimes to have people know who I am, even though they know who I am and I know who I am. I go into my bank all the time. I've been doing it for years. They greet me by name when I walk in the door, but they can't transact with me unless I have a little card that tells them who I am. And I thought, well, that's really true about a lot of things. You don't have your insurance card. If an officer pulls you over, and you could be in trouble. And if you don't have your health insurance card, you could be in trouble. And I just thought about all the things that we depend upon to identify us and interact with the world. And so, without losing too much of where we just were in the meditation, if you'll just think for yourself in a moment or two, think of a couple of words that define for you what you understand as freedom. Is freedom an economic thing? Is freedom the freedom to travel? Like, we've all experienced COVID for this last year and a half, and we've been kind of quashed down into a space, and we say we've lost a lot of our freedoms. We came to more deeply recognize how many freedoms that we had and kind of took for granted. The freedom to connect with others physically, the freedom to literally leave our homes, the freedom to go to a restaurant and have a bite to eat. And so lots of folks are talking about this. I even hear the ads on television, the commercials, talking about everybody being down at Bayfront Park, celebrate your freedom. I don't think they would have said that quite the same way a couple of years ago. And so I looked up freedom on the internet, and you know what came up? Richie Havens singing Freedom at the beginning of the Woodstock Festival over 50 years ago. And man, if I could play that right now for you, I would. I don't know exactly how to stream it. And if you're unfamiliar with it, I encourage you to go look at it. It's 4 minutes and 17 seconds of absolutely jubilant spirit streaming through voice in front of 500,000 people. And he's just ripping on his guitar so strong. And then he just starts singing, freedom, freedom. And then he integrates, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. And he talks about calling for his father, calling for his mother, calling for his sister, calling for his brother. And he's doing it in the name of freedom. And then he's asking people to clap. And suddenly they pan out to the audience. And you see Woodstock, 500,000 people streamed out onto Yasgur's farm, beginning to just be lifted by his voice, clapping, freedom, freedom. It was like an invocation. He really was actually inviting everybody to feel the truth of freedom, that they were all gathered in this immense sea of humanity in this magical moment that everybody's come to know as Woodstock. And it felt potent to me. It felt real to me. And I wanted to know that no matter where I was, I can't go time travel 50 years back to Woodstock. I want to know that I can feel that within me. I want to know that nothing entraps me. I want to understand what freedom really means to me, because it doesn't mean waving a flag to me. It doesn't mean many of the things and the notions that we're given, especially as Americans, because I believe any human anywhere has an inalienable right to experience freedom. And then I think about the nature of this church, Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church, And I think the only freedoms that we can really be assured are the ones that we can cultivate from within us, where we truly have no dependence on any external force or system or manifestation. We have to understand what spiritual sovereignty is. And it felt immense to me. Again, it's like we've all gone through this COVID thing together. We've all talked about it amongst ourselves, and we've all gone through theoretically some kind of evolution internally as a result. I mean, this really could, as a worldwide pandemic, be some kind of wake-up call to the interconnectivity of all of us. We can't stop making that real within ourselves and within our lives just because we've had a vaccination and we can interact with people again and go back to whatever was being defined as normal. I don't know that normal was normal. I don't know that I have any interest in being normal. And I don't know that I want to return to normal. And I don't know that normal exists. And I don't know why I would ever want to be that. I want to be who I am. And when I hear myself say that, I want that I am to be the I am that we all have an internal comprehension of. We are seeking to more deeply embody our I am. We are seeking to embody and transmit that to others when we are with them. We want to feel that sense of connectivity. We want the I am presence. We want our God self presence. We want our Christ-centered being to be evident within us and amongst us. And we want to be the continued transmitters of that, the generators of that, the cultivators of that, the nurturers of that. Therein lies spiritual sovereignty. Therein lies true freedom. The freedom is, as they say, free your mind and the rest will follow. Free your heart and the rest will follow. Free yourself from the dependence and the identification with anything external. Continue to deepen your awareness of yourself as spirit. Continue to draw spirit into your everyday existence and practices. Be one with that spirit. Allow that spirit to inform your speech. Allow that spirit to inform your actions, your relationships, the creator in you. Allow it to inform the creator in you as you build relationships, build a house, remodel a space, see grace. Yeah, I thought about a lot of what we are dependent upon and how we see an oil and gas company can flux the price point of gas, and we can or cannot travel. And we don't have any control over that. And the pent-up frustrations I feel as I'm going through all of my paperwork for my taxes, and I see all of my medical bills, and I see insurance companies can charge me anything they want for anything, and then all of the healthcare providers can charge me anything that they want for anything, and I don't have any freedom there. I'm enslaved. I have to pay them for all of these services, and then they don't provide the services. It just makes me want to run away. It makes me want to go be a Native American. It makes me want to go hang out by a stream and figure out how to chop wood and carry water on my own. It makes me want to become a worm again. It makes me want to crawl underground and find some peaceful, cool place to be and rest and breathe. And you know what? I can do that. There's a whole bunch of things that I can't control. There's a whole bunch of things that I'm dependent upon. What I want to be dependent upon is people who are dependable. And what I want to be for another is a dependable person. I want to feel not just independence, I want to feel interdependence. Yeah, it just made me think a lot about what freedom really is and where we really do have it, where we really can access it, where we really can feel ourselves alive in something that we define as freedom. And I would define that as self-sovereignty, and that's akin to self-governing. And theoretically, if you were self-governing, you wouldn't enslave yourself. So remember that no matter how much you feel enslaved or dependent upon others, that within us, within our true spirit being, within the I am presence within us, is always true freedom. So I'm going to close with these simple words, and we can just return to our warm-like state. Just let yourself be cool on this hot day. Just let yourself be safe, comfortable. Let yourself feel love. And I will repeat these words in a cycle of 3. So if you hear them within your own ears and you want to say them for yourselves, feel free. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Take a breath. Feel the freedom of these words. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Immense blessings of freedom upon us all. Namaste.
Stay.
Thank you, Lisa. How beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah. Would if you all like to unmute yourself and we could talk about this, share anything with Lisa, ask Lisa anything, add to whatever. Yeah. Nobody?
I'm curious if anybody thought of any words equated with freedom as they were contemplating it, if there was a moment that anything rose up within you around the notion of what you, how you really feel freedom, or feel freedom is expressed within your existence and your being.
Yes, I felt that freedom as I looked out to the sky. The sky was the freedom of nature, the freedom that I've always been with nature, and freedom I've been with you and everybody else here today. So thank you, with love and light, peace and joy.
I want to just, let's go ahead, Harley.
I was just saying amen.
Amen.
And I'll just say, being with this church and all of you all these years, it's a freedom to be who I am. No judgment, which is my whole lifetime dealt with judgment. And as I grew in spirituality and grew in the church, it was just, I'll never go back. Amen. So, yeah, freedom to be who I am. So good.
About the Woodstock guy with the freedom thing. I'm going to look that up.
Richie Havens.
I think I've heard, but it's
Yes, I've heard it. I know.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Who lead it?
Lita knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. And I've heard that very piece talked about in an interview sort of recently, and they had something going on backstage or something with transportation, or there were a lot of snafus they were having to deal with the size of that crowd and so on. And they said, Richie, just keep going. We need time. and that's part of what he was filling for us. And it's become such an incredible blessing of a recording. It's just,
And he opened it. That was the
become
beginning.
iconic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thinking of the internal freedom when you were talking with us, Lisa, at first. What came to mind right away is the freedom of choice and how much freedom we have. And though we all have comfortable lives comparatively to most of the world's population, even some of the people in the most dire circumstances have shown us that even seeing a blade of grass on the other side of the barbed wire fence gave them something to understand of goodness. And it's profound what we come in with as humans, to have this choice of what we will see and choose to attend to. So I love where you took us today with the word, with the inspiration of the name of this day. So thank you. Yeah.
I really appreciate the freedom I have felt in my life to be who I am. And that sounds corny, I suppose, but I just, have always had a real, a sense of I need a certain amount of freedom in life. And that has nothing to do with money or anything else. And I just feel like I'm grateful that I've had this lifetime here to be able to experience what I need for my own evolutionary, self.
Absolutely. Yeah. Carol Condrath, do you have any pictures? Or you have to unmute maybe if you're going to talk to, you're muted right now.
Okay, hi. Yeah, oh, it was great, Lisa, hearing your thoughts of independence. And I went to interdependence. Anyway, it was interesting to, you make these connections, and these two circles came, anyway, here's my picture. So you would have to mention worm, of course, and the whole snake thing was already on my palette with these two circles, and the whole
Hold
thing
it up
of
again.
huh?
Can you hold it
What?
again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of that mother, father of who, of being, the duality that we kind of live in, the mother, father, sky, earth kind of thing. And you know, we're evolving. We are the worm, you know, we are the butterfly. We are the mother, father that we have to intertwine. And thank the goddess for our beautiful green world in the summer now. I had to throw those trees in at the end there. Anyway, yeah, lots of wonderful thoughts, and it was a beautiful meditation. And yeah, I like the idea of freedom is being able to combine these things: my mother, my father, you know, in my negative, my positive, and be that worm, you know, just keep crawling around through life and become a butterfly too. Kind of spur around in the beauty of things with everything. So have a wonderful 4th of July, everybody.
Yeah. Have a
Well,
wonderful Fourth. Yes.
I gotta say,
Okay. All
Lisa,
right.
did you ever find your wallet?
Ah,
Do you
good
know,
question.
after 3 days, Darlene and I just tore everything apart. I looked through all my pockets, all my clothes, all our vehicles, everything. I had kind of thought to surrender. And John Schneider, I see he's not videoed here, but I see his name here. He's been here in town for the last couple of months, and he and Harley are both over at Darlene's dad's place doing a renovation with me. And John and I were talking for an hour or two yesterday, and some about this very subject. And it was powerful. We just got to some place and we just kind of felt free. And all of a sudden, I looked down, and the bag beneath my feet, underneath the desk, underneath
Oh
a
my
bunch of York peppermint patties, I was like, my wallet. So it was the lesson. Like I had to have that taken away from me.
Right,
Like
Yeah.
it was all the buildup for the last few days to contemplate the reality of, wow, all of the way I would have to go through the systems to get a new driver's license, to get new cards, to get new
Yeah.
credit cards. I was just like going
Yeah.
mad, like at this
Right.
time. And then once I freed myself, once I realized what I thought was the deeper truth
right.
about freedom, as I was talking with John, then I got my
There,
wallet
so,
back.
that's an amazing story.
Yeah. I'd love to comment on that if I could, and that is that things like that, of course, have happened to me, and I really believe that the physical presence of the wallet was not there under your desk before, and that it moved there after you finished your lesson. That's the other thing.
Totally
That's the only way I
possible.
can explain similar things that have happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I too,
Yeah.
a number of times in my healing process from my surgery, that happened. And I really think
Yeah.
my explanation is I think the veil is getting so available to be moved that it's just what you're saying, Harriet. It serves our growth. And then when it shows up, then we get to really celebrate again the marvelous universe this is. Inexplicably. But thank you for your great words, and I'm sorry that your wallet had to be taken away for so many days to get there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yes. Thank
I
you.